Hello there, this is Kyle Hughes, and this is Talk with Friends. I have one of my best friends ever. His name is Edmund Bollenbacher. He's here to join me tonight to talk about all kinds of shit. Edmund, would you like to say a few words?
I'm here to talk about things, I guess.
Alright, so let's get started right away. So, when was your first drink of alcohol?
My 21st birthday. It was 6th Street, downtown.
Great place.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was getting into, so...
What'd you start with? You said earlier, like, you weren't sure, or maybe it was a mixture. Are we going to shots? Like,
so, I do remember hearing rumors, I guess, when on your birthday, you get free shots at every bar you go to.
Yeah, it's a fucking sick lineup.
Yeah,
Is it true?
I think so. Every time I remember, so... we kind of just started just along, like, 6th Street of just, like, grabbing a shot here, grabbing a shot there, and then I think we just like got a shot for me. Maybe like some friends took a shot too, but then after I think the 5th bar, I think because I was trying to do 21 shots for my 21st birthday.
Oh, shit.
So I don't remember how much.
That's what I drink in the morning.
Yeah.
And who are you with? I wasn't there, right?
No. Where were you in 2011?
I was in Canada. No, I was in Arizona. Arizona State. Fuck you.
So, that makes sense then, because, yeah, I was with Sarab, then I was with Michael Den.
555. That's what I call him.
And then, remember BJ, Brian?
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Little redhead, fat guy?
Yeah, Jewish guy.
Yeah, Jewish.
Yeah, Horton. And then the girl Vanessa, met her on isanyoneup.com.
Jeez.
R.I.P. And then I think it was just us there, and I remember going to, I think I whispered to Michael or something. I was like, I think I need some water. And he was like, oh, what's up? Like, I was like, water's not going to help you now. It's too late. And then I was like, I can't feel my legs right now, dude.
Oh, shit.
Because I think I tried to stand up, and I got, like, dizzy. I can't remember, but
Did you start getting water mouth? That's when I know it's a clear sign something's about to go down. If it just starts, like those blowjob mints that girls are buying on TikTok now, if it hits like that, I'm like, oh, it's going down. We either have to find somewhere or a cup or a beer.
Oh, no, I was good. Like, I was like, I just remember like kind of just like coming here and there, like randomly where.
Blacks.
Yeah, like. So I remember like doing karaoke at one point at the Blind Pig.
Okay.
I kind of like came to like mid.
You know
like
the song?
No, I just remember like looking at the thing. I'm like, what am I doing? Like I
don't stop.
Probably singing Wonderwall, knowing me. So, and then I think I gave him I just like dropped the mic or I gave the mic away. Then the next thing I remember doing is like being on the mechanical bull at.
Is this the same time where there's that picture of you like up against a wall?
Nah, that was
South by or something.
Yeah.
My bad.
Nah,
Sorry.
So you're good. Then.
So you had multiple first drinks. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
You never touched it before. And you just,
maybe like a sip of like my dad's or something.
And you ended up at how many? 21? Like
I don't know where I made it to, but I just remember like doing shots, and then I think I stopped with shots, and then just moved to like beer. I think because I don't remember liking like the taste of beer, but the shots I were doing were like cinnamon
Sugar Town.
Yeah, like what was it, like Cinnamon Toast Crunch and stuff like that, or like breakfast?
I just got my stepdad a shirt for Christmas or something. The whiskey, it's got a little devil dancing.
Fireball. I didn't do any. I might have had those, but we just like did like flavored shots. I remember like having like a pancake shot and stuff.
Oh
like,
my god, maple syrup.
Yeah,
they actually get out a waffle for you.
Yeah, it was pretty gnarly, but I remember like these aren't that bad. These are pretty fun. And then yeah, just kind of remember just blacking out. Then we went to Big Bites. Do you remember that place? They were open until like 4 or 5 in the morning. They had pizza mostly, but they always had like...
That's where we went, I think, with Mario, and they just gave him a whole box of pizza.
Maybe.
I was like, what? How? And we're just eating on the way home. Like, what just happened?
Could be. It
Like,
was
that's me indeed. I already saw him texting the place earlier, being like, hey, I have points to redeem. Yes, Rob, you're not that cool. Mario, don't believe this guy.
Bro,
we got a pizza out of nowhere. No, this was a setup, my friend. It's an inside job.
different place. This place shut down. This is like on the drag almost, off of like Guadalupe. But because we were on the way there, I think Sir Rob drove me.
What a scary time.
Dude.
Sir Rob driving?
Yeah.
Do you remember us going, like, we jumped in the windows after taking gnomes or something, and he's, like, driving like a madman and almost flew out of the car?
Was that in the van?
Yeah, and then another time we're going to the movies with the girls and stuff, like your sister, Megan, like whoever friends were, Shelby, and I just get ripped off my seat because he, like, misses a turn and, like, hits it. I'm like, bro, you are the scariest person in America. Like,
dude,
how has he never been pulled over just driving? They're like, sir, we looked at your license and it says no. Like, the fuck, Sarah? Remember when we tried to name him Surge Goyer? And then it changed my life. I mean, Surge, like you're the energy drink soda. The fuck are you talking about?
I thought that was like someone gave him that name in the yearbook, like on accident.
So you're like, it's Sarah. Don't get me wrong, but like, come on, man, we can't be changing our name. I'm Kylie now. I'm trans.
I do remember we were like going downtown on like the toll road, and he hit like a black ice, and he did like a 540 on like the free, like I don't know how fast
in the car.
It was just me and him and the girl Vanessa, cause she was like in town again. But
you guys traumatized her apparently, huh? You just put her through the ringer.
She
and
hasn't been
like,
back since.
I gotta go.
Yeah, that was something. But I do remember at Big Bites, I was just like throwing up the whole way there, because it's probably at 2:30 eventually. Outside the car, I don't think it was in it. Yeah. And then when we got there, I was too drunk to go inside. I just threw up outside of it, and then on the way home, I kept like throwing up.
You're having throwbacks.
Yeah.
So, like, do you miss drinking at all? Do you miss the dopamine hit? Do you miss?
Not really, honestly. I guess there's like, I don't know. It was like times where I remember having good times, but don't remember like the times.
Like, I miss the last 10 years, to be honest. It's like, man, like, what was that worth? Like, what could I have done in those 10 years? Like, what I'm doing now, crazy in 2 years. Another 10? Like, you lost that, buddy. Like, it's gone, man. Like,
it's crazy to think about.
I lost all y'all. Like, I mean, you still came over maybe once a year, saw you once a year, but, like, I lost it all. And I'm in the hometown where I grew up. I should be running the streets, and I'm just by myself. It's just wild. All right, so I have to ask you about the first time we met. I think it was in a cafeteria, and if you want to go on with the story with that. I thought I invited you over to our table, something like that,
so
or is that not true?
We met, I guess, like, orientation day of, like, 7th grade or something, like, briefly. We had class together, I know that. Yeah. But I do remember, I don't know, I think they gave me, like, an abundance of fries one time, and then you started just taking my fries from me, and so I started buying extra fries so you wouldn't take all of mine.
America.
And then you're just like, you should just come sit with us. And then I was like, okay, cool, because I was new to Ridgeview. Yeah. Because I moved from New Braunfels from, like, 6th grade to 7th grade, yeah, so...
It's gotta be a big change, I guess. New Braunfels, you're like River Boy and, like, going down the... Are you doing that at all? Or just in New
I wasn't New Braunfels from, like, 3rd to 6th grade.
Did you go to Wurstfest?
Yeah, with my grandpa, but I do remember, like, every summer we would have, like, the season pass, like, Schlitterbahn.
Oh, yeah.
That was tight, but...
Let me check your cooler. That's all I remember then. We don't have any alcohol. We're 7.
Not till you get to San Marcos with the camelbacks on.
So, another question for you. Do you have a dream? Like, not a dream like when you were a kid, or like, I'm not talking about actually going to sleep and having dreams. Do you have a dream of, like, what you want in the future? Is it just, like, get out of debt? Is it just, like, get my shit together? Is it... I don't know. It could be anything, right? Like, mine's, like, make this podcast something that, you know, buys you beer money. Or, like, I don't know, pay me back for the room. Like, you know, I just... And it's also, like, selfishly, I've only done this because, like, I want... In my untimely death at 35, I want you guys to be able to look back and be like, remember that time I was just sitting there with Kyle drinking Topo Chicos like a live nerd.
It's 2 weeks ago.
But like, yeah, so like that would be unreal. I don't know. I feel like there's something there. But like, do you have a dream?
No,
Is there something you want to achieve?
Like I guess, yeah. Be on a debt would be tight. Get my life together would be tight because right now I'm just jobless, so that's kind of tight right now. Just being on unemployment.
I mean, it's hard, but like unemployment's not bad. Like I guess if you're somewhere else, right? I don't know, Croatia or some shit. And like, oh, we don't have fucking unemployment. Like, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, exactly.
And like, are you paying for rent, like food? What's your your nut? Like, do you need like $2,000 a month to live? Like, what are you looking at?
Not necessarily. I could just live off like nothing, but no, like $2,000 would be chill to live off of. I guess that's technically what I'm doing now, so it's not like bad. But yeah, I'm staying with my grandma to help her out. Oh, I don't know if I just told you she like fell the other day. It was all super gnarly. So I guess she's been falling like maybe like once every couple of months or something. People don't know why. I guess she would just tell people like, oh, I slipped. But then I found her on the ground. And I was like, what are you doing? She was like, I fell. I was like, oh, okay, my bad. Let me help you up because she couldn't get up. But I guess she has like mini strokes, and then so she'll like not remember what happens and fall down. And so I pretty much my family wanted me to stay with her to help her out, to like keep an eye on her and stuff. So it's been cool, and she doesn't like really charge me rent, but I'll just like give her money just to like help her out and do whatever.
Say as soon as that place is paid off, she's paying tax or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But as far as dream, like I'm trying to do this cybersecurity stuff now.
Yeah, and I have a buddy S on if you ever need like a plug. I got you.
Sick. Okay.
Yeah, he's been doing it. One time we were doing an alumni game, and someone goes, "Hey man, I always watch porn on my iPad from the company, like at lunchtime. Like, can they track that?" He's like, "Yeah, they see everything you do, bro. Like, the fuck, man? Like, you're just jerking it in your little work truck."
They can go back to your computer in 7th grade, probably find
out. Oh my god, Mom.
I gotta go home.
I feel like if my parents came home one day a week and were pissed off, there was a computer in the bottom of the like pool. Like I just was like, get rid of it all. There's too many lesbian screenshots. It took 9 hours to download.
Too much Paris Hilton, huh?
So careers, I guess. Is there anything you did in the past that you really liked? Maybe it's insignificant. Like, you know, we worked at a gas station for a little bit. Like, you know. Is there anything you liked in the past, and is there something you would like to do in the future besides the coding or like, you know, starting that stuff up? Or
I would say in the past I've always liked working with friends. It's always been tight. Like I've worked with you, I worked with Sarab, worked with Michael. I've like pretty much always only worked with my friends, and so I've always liked that. It just makes the job better. Yeah. Or
did you ever have a switch of that where it's like, fuck, like I fucking hate this guy. It's way too much time with him, like. And you can say me, I'm not like, you know.
I didn't even see you at work, really, though.
I guess that's true.
We trained together, and then that was pretty much it.
Yeah, we were like off shifts. Hockey's always been the fucked up part where it's like, hey man, you want to hang out tonight? Like the only times you might have asked me to hang out, I have hockey, and that's 7 days a week almost.
Yeah. Did you do the graveyard shift?
Yes, that was like the one that paid a little bit more for like, oh, you might be stabbed or like.
So
whatever.
Did you just switch off then?
I think so.
Yeah, I guess you're right, because. Or did you work at the other?
I was all over, man. I was in Cedar Park. I walked in the Cedar Park one that's over by that Cane's on 1431, and I was like, "Hey, you remember me? Like the chick at the front, who's the manager?" And she's like, "No." I'm like, "We opened the store together." And she's like, "Oh, you didn't have Faux Hawk back then." I'm like, "Bitch, don't fucking lie to me about that. What the fuck's going on?"
I was born with this.
Yeah. That's what forms out of the, you know, fuck.
So I squeezed out. That's all they pulled me by.
It's the perfect hair. Okay. All right, let's switch it up then. Careers don't matter. Nicole, she's the best haircut stylist in Austin. I don't know what she goes by, Nicole Haircuts or something. She's at Texas Barber Services off Old Torf and Riverside.
Sad Girl Cuts.
Yeah, Sad Girl Cuts. Great haircuts. Kind of a crazy time there. Sometimes you'll go and she will be your best friend, talk about all things in life, and then other times she will say nothing and make it very awkward for you to get through this haircut. Depends on how hungover you are. You won't care if you are, and if your heart's throbbing through your head. And she's like, "You like crab ragoons?" I'm like, "I don't know what's happening here." Yeah, one of the best hairstylists is in Austin. Says she like cuts some famous people's hair now. Too gentrified down there.
It's crazy down there, east side.
Edmund, what do you think about aliens?
So we were talking about the video earlier.
Jellyfish.
I saw something crazy like that when I was in Florida, just like on Christmas time.
And where are you guys? Fort Lauderdale?
Port St. Lucie. And so, yeah, it's weird. It's north of Boca.
Okay.
But maybe like a 30-minute drive or so. Something like that.
And you're on the beach when you see this, or you're just like in an apartment? Like,
we're at my parents' place, so it's like on the roads, but it's like maybe a couple miles away from the beach. But I remember like looking up at the sky, and there was like, I thought there were maybe just planes because there was an airport near there, but I don't know, looked at weird jellyfish like type lights thing. So who knows?
Was it transparent, or we're talking about like maybe a drone? Like, what are we looking at?
It just like
in your own head.
I can't even explain it, so I don't. I guess to talk about it because I couldn't explain it. But since I guess you brought it up, it just was like this weird, like I don't know, like how jellyfish like kind of like moves, like a weird like I don't know, like
pulsation.
Yeah, okay. But it was just like a lights like imagine like the what do you call it, the tentacle it's being like made out of lights, but it was kind of like doing that, but then just like vanished in like in the sky
like
somewhere.
Quicker than you thought. Like, oh, that's gonna take 2 minutes to get to the sky. It's just gone.
Well, it seemed like it was like a star like flickering at first. I'm like, oh, it's a shooting comet or whatever. And then I don't know. It just kept going, and like more lights started coming out, I guess. And so I was like, maybe I'm just tripping. I don't know. I don't know. So that's like, oh, there was a time when I was really young. I saw like this like green light in front of like my grandma's house. It, like beamed down. I was like, there's aliens here for sure. And then
the one over in Old Round Rock.
Mm-hmm, yeah. And so I thought like about to get taken up, but then I don't know. I remember like also being very like dosed up on like NyQuil when I was a kid too. So
they just like shut up and go to sleep, and they gave you NyQuil, or you're just like
no. I was like, I think I like woke up after like being sick, and I was like, there's aliens, Mom.
Get in the NyQuil. Go to sleep. DA, move in. Did you ever think I would make it in pro in hockey?
Yeah, for sure.
I always ask people, I don't know, like, you know, maybe just a dad being good or whatever, you thought you might have that trajectory, but I'm like, fuck, man, were people disappointed? Were you like, fuck, like, what happened?
So,
like,
most of these people that have been on this podcast, like, are, like, know about hockey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know about hockey from you, and so I know, like, pretty much everything from you and Sarab, but yeah, that was, like, my first introduction to hockey was meeting you, and so it's like, I don't know, watching like you play as your dad in like the Sega and stuff like that, like Nintendo games, and I was like, dang, this is crazy. And then I don't know, yeah, I just thought it was because then you like ghosted me in like 8th grade. I'm like, where are you? Like, I'm going to Canada. Sorry. I was like, oh.
Yeah, it sucks because your aunt was dating the owner of the Ice Baths or something.
He was like a lawyer that was friends with the owner of the Ice Baths or something like that.
Yeah, so if it would have got out, like it would have been like, oh fuck, he wanted his last couple paychecks. Pretty much what he was doing, right?
So everybody but Edmund.
Yeah, like. Tell everyone you love them and goodbye, but when you get there, you say, I'm in Canada and I can't come back now. Goodbye. But yeah, I felt bad about that dude. I was like, fuck, he's my best friend. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, stand up for yourself. But you're also 14 or something.
Yeah,
you're like,
going to 8th grade.
The fuck am I? He's like, if you fucking fuck this up, I'll fucking kill you. Like, this is a down payment on the house. I'm like, what the fuck, man? You're getting like $2,000. Not a down payment on a house. What the fuck are we talking about? I'm an adult now. But yeah, that like pissed me off. I hated to do that to you. Pretty much, it wasn't anybody else. But yeah, it was just like I was like everyone in this family does this. They build up these fucking stories and this bullshit where it's like doesn't matter, who cares? Tell the truth and we can get on with our lives. Like I don't understand why everyone has a fucking. It's way too much.
Like so, looking back at that, I guess like. Did y'all sell the house before then? Like before y'all moved, was it sold?
I think it was like right on a deadline, right? So say it was like June 9th or something, the house would close and we'd have to move. Like we set up the other one for like the 10th so that we could have a day to travel there and get into the new house or whatever.
I'm trying to think, like, how did I just not know you were moving then?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just moving across the street, actually.
Yeah, dude, these U-Hauls are not, like, we're upgrading. We have the same house as 3 streets over.
I'm trying to think how, maybe I'm just a dumb kid. Like, if y'all told me you were moving somewhere, or you're like...
Yeah, I mean, you could have been hitting me up being like, yo, you want to hang out today? And I'm like, oh, no, I can't, hockey. Like, just excuse, and then
because weren't you already there, like, I'm gonna go visit, or I gotta go say, like, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that's what we did. Maybe we were just like, hey, I'm going to go to Canada to play spring hockey or whatever, and I'll see you in 2 months. You're like, all right, cool.
Like,
and no, I'm also positive that's what it was. Yeah, now I was sitting on my grandma's front lawn, and you're like, hey, like, when are you coming back? I'm like, well, I'm not. Suck it, loser. Keep the change, you filthy animal. Like, I don't know.
heard the tears of the phone.
It's like so fucked. Just like walking to everyone else in the house, like, what's up? And they're like, you been smoking outside? I'm like, what? Like, no, I'm crying, you fuck.
Yeah, and so I guess that's how I thought. I guess you were making hockey. Yeah, then you went back. You moved back here. Then you moved back to Canada. You were playing hockey a lot there, and me and Sadab watched you play a couple of games.
You guys came and visited.
For
hung out.
A week.
Did you both come to Michigan as well? Or was
Not
it
together?
just, or no, maybe we just split it up. Because, yeah, you came to steal all the coins and all the monies.
So you're going to talk about...
I don't know. I don't think that's going to fly anywhere.
Edit that. I got to edit that one.
Do you have landmarks in this city that you wave at, flick off, like... So, like, with Grizz, he died over behind the McDonald's sign on, like, 620 or whatever, like, where he was, like, cremated. And so every time I drive past going down 35, I wave at him. And then go by the pond where I'm suspended from or whatever, I flick it off. Do you have that in your... I sometimes feel like, what are you doing, dude? Like, it doesn't take anything away. It's, like, kind of a little spike in the dopamine or whatever. But, like, do you have spots like that? You, like, go past the old skate park or, like, fucking saw a guy hit with a skateboard there. Like, I don't know.
Didn't see that. I guess like where my all my family's like buried, I just kind of give them like sup type thing.
That's how I feel with Grizz. Like, just give them something. Like, I don't know if they see it or whatever, but fuck, maybe one day you need to pick me up and like, I don't know, like they fucking, hey, you got a new job interview. What? Like, how'd that happen? Ghosts. Like,
so you believe in aliens and ghosts? Then?
Oh yeah, dude, I'm a ghost alien guy. Like, that's all I am.
Like, the ghost that was at your aunt's house, the MM's, your grandma's.
Oh, bro, that was wild. That place is fucking... That is just a scary place. Like, you go to the basement, there's no cell phone service. You're not going to be able to call out for help. They'll just take you in the back corner and put you in the salt maker.
Dude, you should film a video there. Oh, is that house still there?
Yeah, they're still there. The bottom basement got, like, flooded, so all the carpet's ripped up, like, mold everywhere. Like, that place, you shouldn't breathe in there.
Really?
Like, yeah. And, like, you see I have an air purifier here. I have one in my room. I have one in the living room. Like, and there's just, like, I call Ryan, and there's just watermarks in the ceiling. And I'm like, dude, you gotta... Like, and there's other rooms that he could go to that don't have that. And he's like, no, this is my room. Like, that's good, but you're breathing in mold all day. So, like, you think smoking cigarettes is bad. Wait until they tell you what the fuck's up when you go into the mesothelioma clinic. Like, Jesus.
No, he's just immune, dude.
All right.
He's just built different.
Next question. What do you want from me when I die? An item, the vehicle, the house. I don't know if this will be mine, but like, what is like? I don't know if there's something from our childhood. We were like, "Fuck, man, like that's cool."
All your V-Bucks.
Nintendo, yeah, always. I've got like 12 because I can't fucking ever play.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never thought about that. Whenever homie passed,
like, I mean, I don't think I'd have it on. I mean, I guess it'd be documentation. Like, you get them with it.
Like a jersey of yours.
Oh, yeah. Like one of mine, or just like one of these on the wall? These are Brent's, not mine.
Yeah. No, just what is it? You had a Corpus Christi one, right?
Hell yeah. That one is a stick mark from a guy stabbing me in the stomach, trying to take me out. Like, you can't get my liver, boy. It's already damaged enough.
Yeah, that'd be sick. But, yeah, I don't know. What would, have you asked this question before?
Yeah. I think once, and they're like, "Oh, I want your Wayne Gretzky stick back there."
Yeah.
And at one point, scarily, I was going to sell all 4 of these sticks. 3 are only worth it. Wayne Gretzky game used signed stick. I'll say 2 Kyle. Ray Bork game used stick, and then Bobby Orr on the right. Like, my 3 favorite players. 2 defensemen, the best offensive player ever. Arguably the best 2 defensive players ever, both Boston Bruins. But, yeah, so, like, I looked it up. I was talking to a guy online. He said I could give you about $25,000. And I was like, dude, I need a new car. Like, this is years ago. I had no money, so I'm like, all right, I'll pay $10,000 for a new car. I'll keep the 15. It'll last me 2 years. And, like, one of the saddest moments when you have to get rid of a Wayne Gretzky signed stick that says to Kyle. Like, the fuck, what am I doing right now? And that's why he couldn't give me 50 or whatever I thought it was worth. It was like, it says to fucking Kyle. Like, Brandon needs this in Ontario. Like,
yeah, it's crazy because I've never thought about that before.
all right, next question. You left me a gift. What'd you bring?
Oh,
You can pull them off. You can pull them off, or bring them in the frame, whatever you want to do. I do like this part of the show. I think it's very good. Joe, you should probably figure it out.
Well, show and tell. Oh, this right here. Oh,
Stress ball.
Yeah, a little stress controller, because I guess one of the reasons me and you bonded so well is because we played a lot of video games together back in the days. And I guess still even now. Like, I remember us playing Call of Duty a lot and, like,
Zombies,
guess,
like, just going 30 rounds. Just
like 8th grade.
What'd you do today? And you're like, my teacher was mean to me. Like, you know, whatever happened. Like, I see all those memes where it's like, video games are just a therapy session for the boys. Like, that's what they are, man. Like, that's what I miss. Like, I mean, we'll try to play with Drew every once in a while, and he's like, hold on, the baby's fucking doing a backflip. I'm like, what? The baby cannot do a backflip. Where are you going, Drew?
And we also played, like, Red Dead Online a little bit, the first one, right?
Love that. We're going to go to this next city. It takes, like, 15 minutes to horse ride there. Mine's, like, in the back. Like, dude, hurry up. Like, Mike, he can't sprint as much as yours. He's not a painted. And so, like, we get to the, like, it was just hours, right? I was in Corpus, too, so, like, after hockey practice or between games, like, let's run it. I was having dreams about Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Gotta get that bitch and put her on the fucking railroad tracks tomorrow. Like, like, I'm setting up, but I feel like that's almost instinctual. Like, that's kind of cool that we go back in that history of life. And even when we play GTA, like old ones or like Miami Vice or whatever it was, like, you kind of go back in time. What was that, Noir? Like the detective one? Like, it's kind of cool that we go back and learn about gangsters. Like, they're not going to tell us that in school, right? It's like, oh, fuck, like the mob ran this city and, like, they bury people out in Vegas or, like, whatever it was. It's like, man, this is, like, kind of like, then it teaches you about life. Like, hey, keep your guard up. Like, fucking, hey, I need a cupcake. And then it just fucking puts you in a handbar and, like, all of a sudden you're in the cake. So, like, yeah, I just think there was a lot of lessons with those games and shit, and then just being able to talk with each other and, like, you know, I think in the beginning it had just been messaging, and then, like, mics came out, and that was just a wild thing. Like, oh, dude, it was all scruffled, like, your mic's hitting your shirt, Ryan Wise, and what are you guys up to?
Also, do you remember, like, us going to each other's houses a lot and just, like, playing games, too? Like,
I would come to yours to play Halo every morning before, beat up Justin Hay. It's no big deal.
Yeah, you would skip your bus to take my bus and walk over. But I guess...
Like, where's Kyle? Like, fuck him.
Wouldn't they, like, not let you on sometimes? Like, this isn't your route. It's like...
Depending on who you're with, like, sometimes I dap up the guys, like, what up, Hughes? Like, but most of the time it was like, hey, you're not on my list. I'm like, well, I'm different.
Yeah, I remember riding your bus a couple times. Like, this one's scary. I don't like this one.
That one sucked. Like, no one was cool. No one would talk to you. It's like, okay.
Really? Yeah.
And that's how I met my first girlfriend, was Megan Jones on your bus, right?
Yeah. Y'all know each other before?
No, I don't think so at all. And then I think I had to sit with her one time because there's no seats, and I was like, you have freckles? What the fuck are those? And then, like, all of a sudden I'm love drunk every day on this and, like, maybe that's why I rode your bus. I don't even know if it was good.
Yeah, I think that's what it came
down to. I wanted to beat up
to.
Justin, and I wanted to fuck a redhead. Those are my 2 reasons to be on a bus.
And ride a trikey.
And still to this day, I ride the bus every day to work. And I look for both of those things.
Dang, imagine seeing him.
Oh,
I probably wouldn't recognize him.
Yeah, it's on site.
And this other one.
Oh yeah, explain this.
This is a. Oh dang, you can't even see it really. It's a no comply sticker. The skate shop that.
Is it the one that was on Gaddis School Road?
No, that was Mustache.
Mustache.
Yeah. Locaply is the skate shop I used to work at in like downtown on 12th Street.
Okay. Yeah, I do remember coming there. You're like, you want some of these SBs? I'm like, no, I don't.
Dang, yeah.
I'm not doing a kickflip tomorrow.
Not today. Remember you tried a couple times.
Yeah, well, I was unsuccessful. All right. How was your time without me when I left here? Not to say you'd be sad or whatever. I know I think it was a splash, but like, did the dynamic change? Did you have to like, find a new crew? Like,
so you kind of like put me into like, what do you go like the funny prankster crew, or whatever. And I was like with all the cool funny guys, but then I don't know. I feel like I just didn't click with them as much as I did with you. But then I can't remember this whole thing. But you're like, hey, this girl has a crush on you. You should talk to her.
Miranda? Oh, Jesus Christ.
And so I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then after a couple dates, I'm like, yeah, I don't know about all this one. Like, no, trust me, dude. Trust me.
Well, she's like the fake slut where it's like, oh, I'm going to do all this. I'm a sloppy toppy. I'm going to do it. And I'm like, oh, shit, I'm going to love that. So I'm like, hold on, man. Just hold on. You're going to get... I think they put an ice cream sundae on your dick and eat it. I think that's what sloppy toppy is. Like, I was just convinced that this was going to be the greatest thing ever. And then, yeah, it was not.
Yeah, scared me into a makeout. Didn't know what to do.
I mean, I got Chex Mix or like trail mix shoved into my face with that one girl, Kelsey Anderson. What the fuck was that, dude? It was a wild scene. You're 200 pounds bigger than me. You sit on my lap and then shove trail mix in my mouth. You like it? I'm like, I don't like any of this.
Yeah, I don't.
I feel like Santa and Corpus Christi. I'm just getting like a fat chick on my fucking...
No, I don't. I just remember like, this is my life now. I just gotta stay with this girl the rest of my life, and I'm scared.
God no.
But
that's one of the scariest things in Texas. These girls like, hey, if we date in high school, like that's it. We're gonna have a baby and get married and like run this. Like, that's not me. I'm moving to Canada. Goodbye forever.
I guess like smaller towns. I don't know. Like, I guess Rounder was like smaller than it was, but
ish. I mean, but like we're an outskirt of Austin. Like it's never gonna be small. Like if we were in Elgin or something, like okay, well, we're really on the outskirts. But I mean, we were small at the time. But Jesus, like it's grown so much. Like there's toll roads, there's back roads, there's the ghetto. Like it just this whole town has changed so much and.
We got an IKEA.
Yeah, the biggest IKEA they say in Austin. I don't believe that. I checked the square footage.
Yeah, but I was definitely because you were only gone for I guess a year, right?
Yeah, and then I'd go away, come back for the summer, so like it changed a little bit.
Like,
right?
don't do this to me again. Yeah. No, I remember. I think you called me up like, guess what, buddy? I was like, oh, what?
The boys are back in town. We just got on our lawnmowers and drove back here.
Yeah, because came back in the 9th grade, and you're back for 3 years.
Yeah, because I think I left senior year to go chase a dream.
Yeah, honestly.
Don't stop.
No, it wasn't the song. Like, what was the one song? What are you about to sing right now?
I was doing "Don't Stop Believing."
No, it was the other one you used. Like the
boys are back in town.
Don't you forget about me.
Oh yeah. Don't you
yeah, I feel like I remember you playing that song whenever you would leave.
I wear my sunglasses. I was going through all so stupid music back then.
Like Starship and Cartel, huh?
I love those guys.
You still have your Babe hoodie? Give me that when you die too.
Yeah, I'll throw that in the mix. Okay, so I have a story. I Say Nothing. So the thumbnail for yours is I Say Nothing Network. Avery, we're coming at you live on location. So if you want to tell a story, I'll set up the scene and everything. So me and Edmund are babysitting my sister. I don't know if it was like we were forced to do it or like, hey, we're leaving, whatever. And just Avery, right?
Yeah, because I'm trying to... Did the other two like stay at their friend's house or something?
Yeah, sleepovers.
Your parents were going like out to... I don't know.
They're probably going to Graham Central Station. It's very popular.
Was that open back then?
Probably not.
Well, no, Dallas.
Brent would not go there. Breaking guys' arms.
I thought it was like Dallas nightclub.
Mm.
Maybe that's where they went.
Been there, done that. Not as cool as
remember everyone their mom would be there.
Yeah. And they were their real moms. So yeah, go on.
And so I guess we were like tucking Avery into bed, kind of, and like, all right, you get in here, you need anything? He's like, no, I'm good. I go night night or whatever. And so we like walk up your crazy stairs, and then you go or something. And we're like, what? What'd you say?
Is that a Demigorgon? What's going on in here?
We like thought we'd hear something, then we didn't hear anything back to us. And they're like, Avery, did you say something? Like, I say nothing. And so then we just kind of like start cracking up, and then I don't know. I think we like both felt kind of like.
I think that was the end of the night.
Yeah.
Like, all right, well, she said nothing. We better go to sleep.
So we just kept laughing about it all night to this day. Do you think she like thought it was funny when she said that?
I don't know. Like, I feel like it was like a forced response. Like, you know, like, I don't know, like, what they think at that age. Like, I gotta respond, but it's gotta be loud enough to reach them at the time. Like, I said nothing!
Because how old was she, you think?
6?
Was she in school?
No, fuck. Maybe 4 or 5.
You're in your second house.
Because she was born in that house. Or not in the house, but, like, that's our first house when she was born.
Really?
I'm pretty positive. But she said nothing.
Until they say, she still says.
Alright, what do we have on here? Have you ever had a near-death experience?
Maybe I thought so, yeah. I remember it would be our little dynamic duo, maybe trio of us being out in, late night town of 16, 17 years old and
Making it up?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one story I didn't want to bring up, but I guess we're like jurisdictions out of it. The night that we get to the Dell, that's just the Dell Computers parking lot, and we have like a whole case of eggs. And we're like, well, fuck, man, I gotta go to bed, or like, we gotta get back home, whatever. We're like, well, fuck, there's all these cars here in the parking lot. Just dump the whole fucking 5 things on it. And so we're just like, no, like, we're not, there's no urgency.
I remember you texting on your little flip phone, and then you just it's just like barely like just flicking out. It's pretty much. It's like not even caring.
So we're like filling this little like Ford Ranger full of egg, just fucking the whole thing up, and then all of a sudden there's lights behind us, and it's just security guards, so no big deal. So I just like fuck, hit it, just take off. We go through this fence, and then we're like impounded. So I'm like, hold on, what did I just? And it's a new construction zone, so it's this fence that's all wrapped around this square. And I'm like, oh my god. We're in the back left, and the gate's in the middle of the front. And he's like, you guys are fucked. Like, you're so fucked. And we're like, oh my god, what are we gonna do? And so, like, he's like saying the police are being called, whatever. I'm like, we gotta figure this out, dude. There's an apartment complex right on the other side of the fence. I think I can get there if I can get this fucking fence down. And so we're like twisting, like almost like metal twist ties for like a bag of bread, and we just rip those down. Was I driving?
You were driving, yeah. You had the.
Yeah, so I was like, hold it down with your foot, like the fence, and I'm gonna drive over this, and we're gonna get out of here. So drive over it. He jumps in. We go out. He's like, take a left, and we're home. Like, I gotta go back. And he's like, no, dude, don't do this. And I'm like, we have to see the scene of the crime. And that's mostly why people get caught. And so we drive past, and like police are walking with like flashlights or whatever.
How many? There's like 6 or something,
yeah,
5.
I want to say like 8, and like say it's 3 cars or
I
something.
just close my eyes. I'm like, that's too many.
Yeah, and then we went home, and I got to go play hockey in Canada. I did not go to jail for vandalism, I think is what we would get hit with.
Probably, maybe like destruction of property or I don't know, trespassing.
And the worst part is like that person's probably like an overnight cleaner, like they're like trying to make ends meet, like Papa said I have to work. And, like, I just fuck up their car. And if they don't get out of there until, like, 8 in the morning, it gets to cook on their car for fucking, like, 3-4 hours and just take off their paint. Like, what a sad sap of shit we are. But, yeah, I mean, whatever.
Yeah, dumb, fun times, I guess.
All right. What is the craziest story you have? Doesn't have to be with us. Doesn't have to be...
craziest story.
Not craziest. Maybe just like something most people haven't heard of, or like this is weird. Like why would you be with a mermaid? Like something along those lines.
There is that. I think I told you that story whenever I saw like someone die. We're at they used to be called like Paleface Mount, the like cliffs you can jump off of.
Okay.
If like I don't even know, like North Austin somewhere, or like maybe West
This is in
Austin.
the water, right?
Yeah. Forget what it's called now, but it's essentially what?
The Blue Hole.
No, but it's similar though. But yeah, you jump into the water and it's like an 80-foot cliff. They call it pale face because when you look over the cliff, your face turns pale. But I guess there's like maybe some derogatory term for that. I don't really know. And so then
White boy summer.
I remember jumping off there and being like probably pretty scary. It's just free falling for a while, and you can climb back up that way, but it's pretty like straight. Or you can kind of like swim around and go up like the more chill side to it. I'll just show you like a picture of it later. But we're going to like the chill side of it to climb up because I think you have to kind of swim a ways back to it, and I just remember being tired. But there are these 4 other people there that were kind of like in front of us, like climbing up the mountain, I guess, whatever, the wall. And it was 2 guys, 2 girls. I don't know.
Sober?
I think they're drunk. I would say so.
Stumbling.
2 of the guys were already up there, and they're a bit more fit. And then this other girl, I remember her being a little more husky, and she was more drunk for sure. And so there's this part where you kind of like have to put your like foot like kind of like high up to like put yourself, but I don't think she could like really
like
stretch
rock
that.
climbing.
Yeah,
like,
pretty much.
Get on the perch and then pull yourself
up.
up.
The very, very last.
And no
when you're
rope?
up there. The very, very tall side had a rope. The other smaller side didn't have it, but she put her knee on the very top of it, and her I guess boyfriend or someone trying to grab her, but she slipped. Her knee slipped from there, so she slipped and started just like kind of like domino, like pop, hitting all like the rods on the way back down. And I remember like because there was kind of like a path, like a waiting path, like for that last little step, and then she fell all the way back down, and I was like, everybody's just like screaming and not knowing what to do, and then there's just kind of like blood, like I don't know, pouring from her, and then she was just like, because I don't know, it's probably maybe 2 or 3 stories of just hitting things and falling down, and then she's just like screaming and like crying, and everyone's like, well, she's not dead, but she's like in pain. And then I remember like some police boat came up and like rescued her off, and then I remember like a couple weeks later, my friend was like, oh yeah, that girl died. That was like my cousin's boyfriend's girlfriend or something. I don't know, some story that he made up, but yeah, I remember that was like crazy to think about. I think.
Do you want to hear about? I don't know why I'm doing this.
I want to hear yours. Yeah.
Okay. That's not. I asked near death for either one of us, I guess, but I guess you just threw me into this one. So I was in Kelowna. I'm like swimming out in the water or whatever. I'm like 25 feet out from the shore, and I got my goggles on. I'm like, fuck yeah, we can look through the water. It's not.
What year is this? How old are you?
6 or 7.
Oh dang.
I want to go 6. 6. And so I'm underneath the water, got my goggles on, I'm looking on there, and I just see a skull. And like the face is like partial pieces of skin missing, but like the main part that was holding on is almost like a faux hawk, but it's a girl's hair just flowing in the waves. And I'm like, whoa, that's not real. Like that, like that's what I do in movies. If it's like a scary movie, like, that's not real. It's not real. And so like that was what I was taught. And I'm like, that's not real. And I go to my mom, I'm like, hey, I found something. And like, oh, is it like a deer head or like, like a skull? I'm like, no, there's a skull of a thing, of a person, I think. Whatever. I'm like, doo gaga. I don't know how I would talk back at 6. They go out there and like, oh shit, yeah, this is a whole thing. Call the police. They go out there, the boat's out. They find all the other body pieces. So she was cliff jumping, I guess hit her head, and then just like floated away, right? Just knocked out underneath. And like friends like, where is she? Cynthia? Like they're just like looking for her, and it was gone. This is like 3 miles away, and it happened maybe like 2 years before. So the water degrades your body very fast.
Yeah.
Right?
So I was wondering.
With the waves and everything, and so I just saw like a scalp with flowing hair, like an impact to the eye hole, and just like a broken, whole thing. But like when people are like, why aren't you fazed by this, or like you're not freaking out, this didn't happen. It's like, no, I know what the fuck's up. Like this is a very volatile life. Like we might not have that much time. Like that's why I don't know. I think that's why I do this podcast, is because I want to talk to you guys and anyone that's my friend or can make it here. Like I want this to be documented. Like at least we fucking know each other. Like I don't know, man. Like Schraub's like, I want to do podcasts. I'm like, whatever. Shrub, get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, you're going to be on here. You're gonna hate it, but you're gonna talk to me. Like, we don't have like remember when like he did the profile picture of us in my kitchen and he just cut me out? And I'm like, dude, mine is the picture of us. Why are you ashamed of me? Like, what is going on here? Oh no, Facebook did it. Like, it's an edit, automatic AI, it's a chat GPT. It's not.
Yeah, you have to definitely get them on here. Who knows when, but.
All right, so egging, is that something you remember at all?
Just, like,
it was a wild world. It was like we were the egg bandits of Round Rock.
That's what I heard. Yeah, I do remember. Just I feel like we. Do you remember how it started?
I remember it was your birthday party, and we were supposed to go to the movie theater, and
you
like
remember
I don't
what movie?
know.
I'm pretty sure I know the movie.
All right, hit me with it.
Crank, with Jason Statham.
Okay, yeah, one of his like first ones.
Yeah,
he was, like, a badass, and, like doing whatever. He's like flying out planes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, okay.
So I don't know if I was 16 or I don't know what year it came out, but I don't know if I couldn't see it or if someone with us couldn't see it.
No, it was Chase. He was Mormon, and his parents said you can't go to any PG-13 plus movies. And so then we just had the money in hand from your mom, and we're like, what do we do? And I don't know if it was Rob or somebody else, like, let's go egging.
Yeah.
Like, so how do you do that? And then we just went to like the local Walmart right there and just grabbed the cheapest eggs we could find. And we're like, so what do we do now? And we started out small, like hit a couple people that we know, hit a couple cars that are parked, and all of a sudden we're doing head-on collisions on I-35 or like hitting people in 183. Like,
God.
I still to this day, if I fucking see an egg hit my goddamn car and I'm going down 35, I'm going to be like, this is insane.
Like,
what's
I deserve
happening.
it. Yeah.
This is karma. Like,
because I feel like I don't know, dude. It's weird to think about. Like, was it every weekend for a while?
Oh,
we did it so often.
I feel like we did 28 weeks straight. We were just killing it. And like people are sending out like, HOAs like, hey, make sure you park your car in the garage or on the driveway so that you're less susceptible to eggs.
I do remember that you loved it though, like, cause you were still like in cahoots with like the people that we would do it to, until you hear about the next day. You're like, oh, what? Me too. That's crazy. Like,
man, I can't believe these guys. They're good. I even stayed up all night, and like I looked outside and I saw two guys on a Segway, and I was like, that can't be right. And they just hit me with 15. It's crazy. I've been washing my car way too much. The paint's falling off. It's now a white car. It was a Black Beauty before.
Dude, yeah.
Do you remember the time that we went across Gaddis School Road in Redbud and we locked eyes with my mom as we drove across the thing? And she calls me and she's like, where are you going? I'm like, oh, we're going to Rob's house to get the things.
To get eggs?
Yeah, to get eggs? What is this, fentanyl? Like, oh my god, we were fucked.
I remember the time we egged my sister's friend. On Halloween.
Boyfriend? Guy friend?
Or the girl, her friend.
Megan?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was like, hold on. Give me a name.
I don't know how this works, dude.
Megan Gachone? That's your name.
Yeah. And then you're like, you're in big shit trouble, Kyle. And then it's like, we gotta go home, dude. We gotta go home. And then you're just like, deny. Just lie to your mom. Tell her we were not out. And my mom called you. You're like, yeah, sorry, it was us.
I just gave up right away. I'm like, oh, what did Edmund tell you? Oh, he's a liar. It was us. We did it. DA moving.
I remember that one for sure. I'm trying to think of another one. Oh, whenever so Rob got his corner. That's another big egg story.
We go, what?
Whenever we're at the apartments, and it was Rob's first time driving. And then he's like, what was that? And then he hit the curb and he had to go into the apartments.
Oh, that was so bad. Is that what happened, the curb? I thought he said, watch this. And he put it in the...
That's, overdrive.
Okay, that doesn't do anything to make us go faster.
I think what it was supposed to do, he was supposed to shift down a gear so it like it's going to go from third to second gear. And so his RPMs go up. But I guess what happened was that maybe he was already in a low gear and he went lower or something. I don't know. And so he shifted too fast. I don't know what happened to his car, but he hit something, And then he made it sound, and it was like, and then he's like, "What was that?" And
like
so he
out.
looked back at us though, and then he turned the car and he hit the curb, and so he swerves back into it again, and so then I think his car like stopped working or something.
He's like, "We gotta get out of here." I'm like, "We're not going anywhere."
Yeah.
And we took that right, went in the apartment complex, and then
we just
parked it,
somebody.
and we just ripped out of there. We went up to the third floor, standing in the overlook.
I'm trying to know what happened like right before though. Did we hit somebody right when it was Rob's like, let's do this, like let's get out of here?
No, I don't think we had any collisions. I think it was just he fucked up the car, hit a curb.
No, I said like we threw eggs at somebody
yes.
before.
We were on that little side street, and so we just were like, let's go. I think we all hit him like 4 each, so we're hitting like 16. Just, and then he's like, motherfucker, turn around. He's like, watch this. And like nothing worked out. We're inside of a complex, running around, trying to hide. And then me and Evan ditch. We're like, Straub, we have to. He's like, I'm not leaving my car.
Because I think at first we park it and we're like, oh, sorry, what's wrong? But I think we hear the car come behind us and we jet and Straub just kind of like. So I think we all went our separate ways. We all just kind of split up. But then me and you found each other.
Yep.
And then I think me and you like were kind of walking around, and then. I think we see Sarab with the 2 dudes. He's on the phone trying to call us, and we hide in the laundry room or something.
Yes, exactly. So we get in there, and he's like, "Where you guys at?" we're gone. We're in New Mexico. What's up? He's like, "You guys are gonna come down. We're gonna talk to these guys." I'm like, "No, we're not talking to these guys." And so like me and you were like, "Fuck it," and we just run across the street. We run through that metal. Like we could have stepped on multiple snakes. I have no idea.
I thought Sarab was just like. I think we lost him or something like that, but he was with them. I can't remember.
He's doing an inside job on the inside job. I'm like, what are you doing,
like,
dude?
Like, you see Rob, and he was like...
like, waving at us. I was like, what? So we just ditched, because we were in that laundry room. Like, they're going to come corner us. Like, we're fucked if they come get us.
He said that. He told them some guy just egged his house or something like...
Guys, everyone's been egging tonight. What is going on? This place is crazy.
But I feel like he's changed the story up, I think, 3 times.
And then one time we asked him, like, you'll never know. So, like, what? So you've given us 17 versions, but we'll never know the real story.
Maybe you already did, but then I don't know how we get out of there. I think we told Sir Robert somewhere else. Like, oh yeah, we're over by the front of the apartments, and so he starts walking there. And I think we run to the back. I don't know what that area was.
And we ditched, and then we had what was your like
Spencer?
Your friend? Yeah, your friend came and picked us up like
Firebird.
towards the skate park or whatever. I'm like,
yeah,
this is wild. And then like we call him like, what happened, man? Like, oh, everything's good. I'm just headed home.
They fixed my car for me.
Yeah.
They felt bad. I don't know how the rest of that night went with that, but that was I guess a near-death experience.
Yeah, we could have got our fucking faces punched in.
Yeah, definitely top 3 probably eggy moments.
We've got what 51 minutes. I think we can finish with these last couple things.
Okay.
So this year I've learned a lot from like my different friends that I've accumulated and stuff, and like one of the things was my buddy Joe Holwiger. Like the first time after a road trip with him, he was like, "Hey man, like love you," and like try to give me a hug, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like just Brent or whatever, like kind of freaked me out. I'm like, we're doing this. Like I didn't say it back. I just gave him the hug. I was like so confused, but I want to tell you deep down from me, like from bringing you from your fries to the table and then to now, like I do love you and I want to like keep you part of my life. And I know it's not going to be every fucking week. I know it's not going to be every month. Once a year, 6 months, I don't care, dude. I just want to keep you like a part of this, and I just want to tell you that like that I don't know if it's like, just hard, oh you're tough, like don't fucking tell your friends you love them, but like that's one of the things I'm trying to work on. And if you get a thumbs up in your text message back after you send it to Sarab, you're not loved, right? But I just wanted to tell you that. I don't know if you feel the same way, and I know there was difficult times, like Megan and all these, like it was just girls and shit that I just was like, fuck you guys, I'm with my girl now. But I wanted to say that to you, just so you know that. I want to be sincere with everyone that comes on here, and I'm not going to tell it to them if I don't. But yeah, I just want to put that on the line for you. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I've always loved you too. From day one of stealing my first fry to my last fry, dude. I don't know. I've always like I don't know, had crazy respect for you for always just like doing what you want to do and doing you. So it's always been tight. But yeah, I don't know, I thought I've always told you I've loved you. Just as far as like, all right, love you, dude. Maybe it's not like a sincere, but it's like I've always like meant it.
I think it's like maybe I just seen that in passing and like don't respond back to it, but yeah, like this year just hearing that a lot more and like people like just after a day of talking to them like, dude, I fucking love you, like you get great vibes or whatever. It's like I think that needs to be like put out in the world more. Like, you know, you say it to your mom, your sister, your whatever when you talk to them, and that's every once in a while, but like I'm not here for a long time. Like, fuck, I don't know, man. Like, it's a quick journey. You know, you're out of here at 70, say. And it's like, I'd rather you know that than, like, me try to be like, oh, fucking, I hope he knows. Like, no, I'd rather just give it to you. You digest it the way you want and, you know, do whatever with it you will. But I just want to make sure you know that. And I know there's been spaces, you know, all the kind of shit that we've been through. I just want to make sure, like, if you ever need something, you ever need somebody to talk to, I'm always fucking here. I'm bringing in a fucking podcast, like, you know.
Yeah.
We got 6 minutes left. Do you have a question for me?
Where do I begin with you, dude? Too many questions. I don't know. I've always been like, probably too many questions for 6 minutes, but.
Give me 2.
Dang.
And I can answer fast as fuck, boy.
Do you want to give me a day in the life?
Yeah, day in the life. So I wake up. I try to get up by 7:30 to 8, and we're stretching the 8, right? Need to be in the work truck by 8. Start checking emails, phone calls. Pretty dead by then. 9's where it all kicks up. In that time, I have my first drink. It's all electrolytes, creatine, collagen. Take my supplements, and then I'm like, all right, we're kick-started. We're back to bases, homeostasis. Really cool words. And then, you know, once we get to like lunchtime, say probably by lunchtime I'm done with my job, but I need to be there until 4. So now I need to figure out unique ways to do things. Delivery boy, do something else. And then at lunch I have my protein shake and the other 11
and this
pills.
Is all like down south in Austin by where that comes
No, this would be in Treviso over in Leander, right next to my parents' house.
Oh.
So I'm up here in the Vizcaya, right here, this neighborhood right across
So you don't
the street.
go to the concourse area?
No.
Oh.
I mean, I can go there if I need to like pick up supplies, acid, whatever.
I see.
But yeah, so that's how, you know, by lunch I'm done with my job. I'm just watching TikToks, reposting, sending you guys memes, doing funny shit. Listening to podcasts at the same time, so I'm digesting what questions should be like, how to pronounce, like how to like project towards the mic. I'm just trying to figure this all out step by step. And then by about 3 o'clock, if I'm in Treviso, it's a 45-minute drive. And I'm like, maybe I'll grab, you know, something at the gas station real quick. So that's an hour drive back. And then I'm here by 4. And then usually right away, make dinner, go to coach hockey, maybe play men's league, or go to a concert. And like that's... Like that's why I say like burning it at both ends. Like
I remember you.
I went from 225 to 154 at the lowest, and I'm teetering around 160. And it's like my mom's like, you need carbs. I'm like, no. When carbs get into your body, that's bread. That's whatever. It turns into glucose. That turns into sugar. That spikes your ketones. It's like it's a lot of shit that no one understands. Like, but you need bread. I'm like, no, you don't need bread. You could just have fucking healthy meats and shit.
Yeah.
But like that was one thing that your dad really taught me about a lot. Like he didn't give me too many words about it. It's not like he's pushing on me. He was like, you need fish oil, or you need to do push-ups, or you need to shoot a lacrosse ball every day. Like those are the things I took from him, and I would rip a motherfucking lacrosse ball. Dude, I hit a squirrel off a tree once, and I was like, this is the greatest moment of my life. All right, last question. What do we got left? We got 3 minutes.
Dang. What's the next concert you're taking me to?
Samarsh's tomorrow. Embers, you're not gonna want to see him again.
Who do you think I'd want to go see that?
I think Zoltan and Shepard. They're at the concourse at April. It's like 35
what non-concourse show?
Why don't you like it there?
No, it's fine.
But they're doing a live show, so they're gonna actually make the like doom 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 on the bass and then like add it all and loop it. So that's gonna be different.
Cool. I like that.
I've seen them 3 times.
Who's this?
Zoltan and Shepard, 2 brown guys out of Vancouver. It's Sarab's cousins. I assume he got them in the country. Their last name is Gower. But like, yeah. So these guys are coming in April 13th, I think it is. Like totally over. Like I'm sure there's so many tickets left, but they're actually doing a live show. So that's where I respect people a little bit more. Because if you're up there just like
Press
like
play,
twisting.
turn it
Yeah,
up, turn it
it's like,
down.
oh yeah, let's put the bass up. Let's bring it back down, treble. Like it's just that's not as cool. There's a vibe because there's a crowd, but like when they're gonna pull out a guitar,
Yeah.
that's why I love Masani. Like I've seen him twice this year, and he has the house beat and stuff, and then pulls out his guitar, plays it live, like and just like goes perfectly with it. I'm like, this is insane. Like. Such a good setup. So like, just do something. Don't fucking like Calvin Harris. Like I saw him the first time at South by, just like pushed a button and never touched a thing again. It's like, where's my car, dude? Like I'm just like, the fuck is this, dude?
All right. When's that?
April 13th. So it's like a couple months away.
Yeah.
Lots of time. I mean, it's not gonna be sold out, but I was just so excited to hear that. All right, we have 50 seconds left.
That's time.
How do you take a shower? Do you start shampoo, body wash, face?
I've been. I remember I used to like not wash my hair at all back in the days.
Yeah.
Now I wash it. I'm like once every. I don't know, 4 days, 5 days or
That's
so.
good. You don't want to get rid of the oils.
But I'd go like 8 months without washing my hair.
Jesus
Dude,
Christ.
I used to
Okay.
never. But if I do wash my hair, I don't know, get it wet. Wash that bad boy. I have this like face wash that's like you do it every 3 days or something like that. 'Cause I guess it's like really gritty or something. It's not good for your face. And then I have like what is it? Some like skin sensitive like see this little like stuff in my hand.
Yeah.
It's like psoriasis or eczema. That's what it is. Yeah.
Okay.
So I have like eczema like stuff I like put on my hands. And then
Is that
like,
every day?
Um.
Is it like the elbow too, or is that a skateboard?
That's from skating. Yeah. I just ate it like 2 days ago, and yeah, it was bad. Too old for that. But then then I'll put the smelly good stuff on me, and where this isn't at. So it's usually like I used to get like on my like. I don't know. I used to get it like right here a little bad when I was like younger. It's like no hair here at all.
Yeah.
But there's like hair everywhere else.
I have the same thing because it's hockey pads. Like when you're skating, and like rubs
maybe
them
that's what
off.
it's from too.
It just rubs them down.
Yeah, so I shower.
All right. Well, as always, Mike Minui, and goodbye forever.
Bye.